Sana nala mulu sulobe kankatona Komorial Mario jatobe kankatona
Ba jambe nyameng Akoranyi nide Inansama manang Kanata basamala Koral pide karo kari Sedo mondinjo Sanji kilin sanji pula Torfanan ninja Fuare ya bedame Nyinim feutinano Kununja manata Sama fentina Kari koral pide karo kari Sedo mondinjo Sanji kilin sanji
Opening ceremony. Unfortunately, RC had a call from the highest office in the land and he had to answer. But I am guessing, and I'm very sure that all of you really did enjoy the different engagements that happened earlier on, especially with the screening of the documentary called The Agreement, which basically speaks to the journey of the Sustainable Development Goals, where we started and where we are today. My name is Abdullah Baji. I'm the Development Coordination Officer for Communications and Advocacy at the Office of the UN Resident Coordinator in the Gambia, and I'll be taking over from Fatoumata Cham as moderator for the official opening ceremony. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all cabinet ministers present here today, who are here today to answer the call of young people from the Gambia. I want to recognize the presence of the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. I want to recognize the presence of the youth representative, and I also want to recognize the presence of the UN Resident Coordinator, Mr. Carl Frederick Paul, and most importantly, recognize the presence of UN colleagues and vibrant young people who have come far and near to attend this very, very important two-day national consultations on the Summit of the Future. Today, we stand at crossroads of possibility and potential. And as your moderator, I am very honored to open this gathering where your voices will not only shape the future of the Gambia, but contribute to a global vision for generations to come. Let me share a few thoughts to set the stage for this two-day national consultation. They say that the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. These words ring especially true as we embark on this two-day journey of dialogue and discovery. We are here to forge a pact for the future as young people, a pact that will be as diverse and dynamic as the young people in this room. From innovation to climate change, to gender equality, from bridging the digital divide to reimagining global governance. Your ideas will be the building blocks of tomorrow as young people. Remember, as you engage in these discussions, you are not just participants. You are architects of change. Your voices are not just being heard, they are shaping policies. Your dreams are not just aspirations, they are seeds of our nation's progress. In other words, this consultation is a critical opportunity to demonstrate the Gambia's commitment to youth engagement and position the Gambia as a leader in youth-driven development. So I challenge each and every one of you as young people, think boldly, speak freely but responsibly, dream audaciously, for in this room, we are not just discussing the future, we are creating it. So I urge each and every one of you, as we begin this inspiring journey, knowing that the outcomes of these 2 days will not only echo in the Gambia, but will also be echoed in the halls of the United Nations. Thank you, and let the Summit of the Future begin. Before we start with the official engagements from the officials that we have here, I want us to watch a video called the SDG Anthem. a video of diverse young people from different parts of the country who have one simple message that they want to send to each and every one of us. So can we please have the SDG anthem video, please?
Save their communities, their progeny from climate change and its related impacts.
And to recognize the global goals as the solution.
To the challenges our communities face.
With an inclusive approach.
To everyone, everywhere.
Irrespective of any classification, leaving no one behind.
And call on all to join us now.
We will live in communities free from hunger, and that no child wakes up hungry.
And spend the rest of the days in the street.
And no one lives in extreme poverty.
Food and water will be adequately and readily available for all.
We want to live in communities where healthcare is accessible to all.
Easy.
And this is recognized as a human right.
We will live in communities where everyone has access to quality and affordable education.
Where everyone goes to school freely, gets the requisite knowledge and skills for a good living.
We will live in communities where women and girls are given opportunities to thrive and to innovate.
And women and girls are protected and empowered to realize their fullest potential.
We will live in communities where everyone gets clean water, proper sanitation, at home, schools, and at work.
We will live in communities
where people have access to clean and renewable energy for everyone without despoiling their environment.
We will live in a country where our economy grows and prospers.
Where everyone has access to decent jobs.
Technology and infrastructure advancement will be attained.
All these rest on innovation and digitization.
And lives of people reflective of the awesome society we live in.
We will live in a country where prejudices and extremes of inequality are defeated inside and between our communities.
We will live in communities that are safe, progressive, support and protect everyone who lives there.
Communities that will contribute to a sustainable world where we replace what we consume and take care of the environment.
We will be the generation of young people that preaches and practices peace and harmony.
Promoting respect for diversity.
And sowing seeds of tolerance.
A generation that envisions and strives for social justice and accountability.
We want to be the generation of young people
that work together for the global goals.
For this generation and everyone that follows.
We pride in this as the anthem of our future.
And are committed to doing our part.
Let's get to work.
Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. Again, my apologies for the late start of the event. But as Abdullah mentioned, I had a previous engagement that took long than expected. So thank you for your patience and for your understanding. The Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, the Honorable Minister of Gender, Children and Welfare, the Honorable Minister of Civil Service, the Secretary General and Head of Civil Service, permanent secretaries here present, dear colleagues from the United Nations, from the UN country team, vibrant youth representative across the Gambia, and dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you all. Today we stand at a pivotal moment in history, and the choice we will make today will shape the world of tomorrow. This is why I am very honored and thrilled to welcome you to this groundbreaking National Youth Consultation on the Summit of the Future. For 2 days, over 200 young voices from every corner of the Gambia will craft a vision for our shared future. Your ideas, your energy, and your commitment are not just welcome, they are vital and essential. The challenges we face are complex and interconnected. They demand bold, innovative solutions. And who better to devise this solution than the generation that will inherit their consequences and results? Over these 2 days, we will delve into 5 critical areas that will define our future. First, innovation and climate change. Our planet is at a tipping point. We need your ingenuity to drive sustainable solutions and build resilience in the face of this existential threat. Second, gender equity and empowerment for girls and young women. True progress is impossible with equality. Gender equality is the solution. Your insights will help break down barriers and create more a just society for all. Third, bridging the digital divide. In our increasingly connected world, access to technology is access to opportunity, is access to development. We must ensure no one is left behind in the digital age. Fourth, global governance, human rights, political processes. Your generation has the power to reshape how we make decisions, protect our rights, and engage in democracy. We need your fresh perspective on these fundamental issues. And finally, empowerment through employment, education, well-being. These are the building blocks of a prosperous future. Your experiences and aspiration will guide us in creating opportunities for all young people to thrive, to learn, and to decide. But this consultation is more than just a simple exchange or a talk. It is a launchpad for action. The priorities you set here will echo in the halls of the United Nations in New York. This commitment you make will shape national policies and global agendas. To the young people gathered here, this is your moment. It's important to take advantage of this moment. Challenge us. Show us that the path to a more just, sustainable, and inclusive future is possible. Your voices will not only be just heard, they will be amplified on the world stage. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the future is speaking. Let us work together to turn these young voices into concrete policies and programs. The insights gained here should inform our national development strategies and international commitment. The Gambia has the potential to lead by example, showing the world the power of meaningful youth engagement. Let us make these 2 days a turning point, not only for our nation, the Gambia, but for the very idea of how we shape our collective future. Remember, the outcome of this consultation will not stay within these walls. They will travel to New York, where Young Gambians representative will present your collective vision at the Summit of the Future, which will happen on September 22nd and 23rd, 2024. Your ideas will contribute to the Global Pact for the Future, influencing how the world addresses its most pressing challenges. We are not discussing only the future, we are actively shaping it. Each of you have a crucial role to play in this process. Your diverse perspectives, your innovative ideas, your unwavering commitment to positive change are the keys to unlocking a better future for all. The summit of tomorrow, of the future, begins today, with the youth of today. Let us begin this important work with open minds, passionate hearts, and a shared commitment to building a future that works for everyone and for a prosperous Gambia. Together we can turn this challenge of today into the opportunities and prosperity of tomorrow. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to the inspiring discussion and concrete action that will emerge from this landmark consultation. So thank you very much and enjoy those 2 days. These are your days, and I encourage everyone to speak with open minds. They are only good ideas, and I do believe in the power of exchanges, ideas, of course, and definitely of hearing different perspectives, so together we can create a path that is leading to a more prosperous nation, a more prosperous world, and a stable society. Thank you very much.
Amongst young people, not just as representatives of the Gambia's youth, but as the very heartbeat of a generation that will shape the future of our country and our world generally. This National Youth Consultation we are convening ahead of the Summit of the Future presents us with an interesting opportunity to discuss and chart a way to the future that we want and one that works for all of us. The world is changing rapidly, and the voices of young people have never been more crucial. Our generation is the most connected, the most informed, and the most innovative in history. Yet, we are also the most affected by global issues. From climate change and unemployment and to inequality, gender-based violence, and the digital divide. This is our chance to articulate our vision for a better future. We are here to assert our role as active participants in the decision-making process that will shape our destiny. We are here to craft solutions that are as bold as our dreams and as urgent as our realities. We, the youth of the Gambia, have the power to transform our challenges into opportunities. We, the youth of the Gambia, have the energy to ignite change and the creativity to find new pathways forward. But to do so, we must be united, we must be strategic, and we must be resolved in our commitment to sustainable development. The ideas and solutions we put forward today will resonate far and beyond. They will echo in the corridors of the United Nations, influencing global policy and inspiring other young people across the world. We are grounded in resilience, diversity, and a deep love for our country. Let us see this platform to showcase our ideas and to propose concrete actions that can contribute to a more just, equitable, and a sustainable world. In closing, let us remember that the future is not something that happens to us. It is something that we create together. So I hope we are all willing to work together for the betterment of our nation and the world at large. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Minister of Public Service, Honorable Minister of Gender, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, UN Resident Coordinator and heads of UN agencies, permanent secretaries and senior government officials, representatives of private sector and civil society organizations, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with honor and pleasure that I address you today as we convene for this very important National Youth Consultation, a significant precursor to the Summit of the Future. This gathering presents a momentous opportunity for the youth of the Gambia to amplify their voices and influence the developmental trajectory of our country. Let us pause for a moment to reflect deeply on our purpose here today. And in doing so, allow me to draw your attention to the plight of our beloved country, the Gambia. Our home is a country defined by its people, a vibrant, youthful population that holds both incredible promise and significant challenges. For demonstration purposes, I will use data from 2022. During this period, a snapshot of our demographics show that the Gambia is composed of 1,125,000 females and 1,103,000 males, which means there are 980 men per 1,000 women. As far as age distribution goes, 55.8% of the population is 19 or younger. 41.9% of the population is between age 20 and 64, and 2.4% of the population is over 65. The total fertility rate remains strong at nearly 4 children per woman, which indicates the need for sustainable policies to support this growing population. The population is expected to grow by 69,000 in 2024 and reach 2,636,000 in 2025, while migration and immigration is expected to decrease the population by 2,600 people per year. The Gambia's population density has changed from 59.7% in 1980 to 239.9 in 2022, and it is rising. The results of the 2024 census will provide an updated analysis of current population trends. Despite our challenges, the resilience and determination of our people shine through. However, it is crucial to address the disparities in literacy rates, especially among women. Education is not just a pathway to personal success, it is the key to unlocking our nation's full potential, and we must commit ourselves to the cause of educational parity, recognizing that it is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic necessity for our national development. Another major challenge we face is the issue of food security, as the majority of our population relies on rain-fed agriculture for their livelihoods. But our farmers face relentless obstacles, droughts, crop failures, and the rising cost of living. These issues not only threaten our food security, but also exacerbate poverty and malnutrition. We must explore sustainable agricultural practices and provide support to our farmers to ensure food security for all. The Gambia also faces significant migration challenges. Economic deterioration, drought, and high unemployment have driven both domestic and international migration. Immigrants, including skilled workers, such as doctors and nurses, play a vital role in providing remittances back home. While we must acknowledge their contribution, we must work on creating more opportunities locally to stem the tide of brain drain. These figures and the situational analysis are concerning and paint an uncertain future. Today, we stand on the precipice of change, poised to showcase the Gambia's commitment to inclusive and sustainable development on the global platform. Through strategic coordination and a focus on tangible outcomes, we are poised to ensure that these consultations serve as a catalyst for a lasting transformation of Gambian youth and serves as a benchmark for youth involvement in our development trajectory. As we strive towards this shared objective, we must recognize the significance of youth voices, whose perspectives are integral in shaping the future of our nation. Our country is at a crucial juncture, and the decisions we make now will stand the test of time. As we look to the future, it is clear that the youth hold the key to a new concept of development. As history has demonstrated, time and time again, the younger generation dares to challenge conventional thinking, holds governments accountable, and focuses on the betterment of future generations. In reality, young people and women stand to suffer the most where governments fail to meet their needs. Today's consultation will therefore articulate our vision for a brighter future, addressing challenges and opportunities across diverse sectors. We expect participants will formulate critical national positions aligned with the summit's themes. The Gambia's Green Recovery Focused National Development Plan 2023-2027, the Sustainable Development Goals, and other national priorities. Additionally, we will continue to foster collaboration among youth-led organizations, government agencies, and other stakeholders to ensure concerted effort and sustained engagement. Increasing advocacy and knowledge of the Summit of the Future amongst our stakeholders is also a priority. This gathering will further serve as an opportunity to formalize our actions and commitments into pivotal position papers to be presented at the Summit and Action Days. It will underscore the government's unwavering dedication to youth involvement and position the Gambia as an excellent advocate for youth-driven development. Indeed, a combination of physical and virtual engagements is key to ensure that the voices of all Gambian youth are heard. Through thematic group discussions and a high-level meeting, we will take a deep dive into pressing contemporary issues ranging from innovation and climate change to gender parity, empowerment, and global governance. Together, let us partner to effect real change and position the Gambia as an important interlocutor and driver of youth involvement and sustainable development, thereby elevating our nation's profile on the global stage. As I conclude my statement, I wish to seize this opportunity to register the government's deep appreciation of the support of the United Nations under the leadership of the resident coordinator, Mr. Carl Frederick Paul. I also want to thank all other partners for supporting the country's development efforts. We look forward to further consolidating the partnership with all of you for the betterment of the Gambian people. Let us seize this moment and collaborate to articulate our vision, drive substantive change, and ensure that the voices of Gambian youth resonate far, near and far, shaping the future of our nation and the world. I thank you for listening.
Good afternoon to the honorable ministers present here, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and the Minister of Social Welfare, Children, the Minister of Gender, Social Welfare and Children, and the Minister of the Civil Service, the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, our dear friend, the UN Resident Coordinator, Mr. Carl, and the young person who just gave a very great statement here, and to all of you from the UN system, our partners, head of the UN agencies, the permanent secretaries from the ministries present and their deputies and all the directors, as well as to all the young people that are present here from the different organizations, as well as the regions of the country. First, let me send appreciation to my colleagues from the cabinet who have taken time to join us in this very important event of ours. And of course, as you all heard, some of them came earlier in the morning and they had to wait a little bit before we can start, and the reason has been explained. But it just shows a commitment on their part, and I want on behalf of all the young people to thank all of you for coming, and of course, the Secretary General, who has been working very closely with the UNRC's office as we galvanize government support to this very important consultative forum. So thank you, SG and ministers and UNRC. I am elated to join all of you here today as we gather together to consult among ourselves to prepare a position paper for the country's participation in the upcoming Summit of the Future. Their participants, as world leaders, including the Gambia, prepares to attend the Summit of the Future, convened by the United Nations in New York in September. Us in the Gambia believe that we cannot go and attend in such a summit without having the voices and the aspirations of young people captured in what is going to be the document that the Gambia will present at this meeting. That is the reason why the United Nations and all its agencies, together with us at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, came together to organize this two-day consultative forum. And before I proceed, I want to register our utmost appreciation as a ministry, and by extension, the government of the Gambia, to the UN resident representative and all of his staff for working collaboratively with us in the past weeks to get this event here today. And so, like I said, Mr. Carl, we appreciate your work. We know you're new in the Gambia, but we've seen how much you've demonstrated absolute commitment to issues of young people and youth participation in decision-making process. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of the Gambia is conscious of the fact that it cannot represent young people without having the young people's voice. That is why in this hall today, we have various young people from different parts of the country. We have those young people who are differently able. We have young people from the urban and rural parts of the Gambia. We have adolescent young girls. We have the youth who are out of school. We have young entrepreneurs and young farmers, as well as young politicians and activists. These, we believe, represents every sector of our young people's life. And that whatever decision is made here will be reflective of all of those people, their aspirations and their wishes for what they want to see in the document that will be presented by the Gambia in September. Our objective is for the next 2 days, we should be able to be frank to each other and look at something that is more progressive and make suggestions that, when included, will be reflective of our aspirations. Dear participants, as we gather here today, we are looking at 5 thematic areas that have been carefully chosen by the technical team that have been working behind the scene to make this a success. And all of those 5 focuses on the mandate of the UN and what we envisage to be discussed in September in the UN. But as participants, we don't just want you to focus on those thematic areas. We also want you to take count and reflect on our own country's development blueprint, the Focused Recovery NDP of 2023 to 2027, the National Youth Policy of 2019 to 2028, as well as the National Employment Action Plan 2023 to 2027, and the United Nations Country Program documents. These will help all of us to have a greater understanding of what the development aspiration of the Gambia is as we make decisions on the next 2 days. On our part as a government, on our part as a ministry, and by extension as a government, we assure you of our continued belief in the slogan that anything for youth without youth is not for young people. Because the Summit of the Future is not just about the future of the UN and the global economies, but it is also about the future of the global youth. The Gambia could therefore not have gone without consulting our young people. The United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, said in January 2024, quote, unquote, "We can't build a future for our grandchildren with a system built for our grandparents." This is a clear statement that if we want to be able to build a future for young people, we must be able to prepare that future today. And not for our grandparents, but for the children of today and those that are coming in the future. Dear participants, present here today, please remember that you are not just representing yourself, but you're representing other young people who did not have the opportunity to be here. And as you discuss, think about not just what your beliefs are, but what those people you represent would have thought, would have wanted to be included in the documents here. Youth engagement and participation are essential, not just for addressing the many challenges that we face or that they face, including barriers for their active participation, but also for safeguarding the planet and human dignity, creating inclusive societies, and achieving a more effective and sustainable development process. It is therefore evident that we cannot develop as a nation without the young people's full involvement and buying into the ideas that we have. I want, on behalf of my colleagues here as ministers, and by extension the government, to assure you that the Gambia will represent your voices when they make the presentation in what is going to be the document dubbed the Park of the Future, which is going to be the outcome document of the meeting in UN in September. Before I conclude, once again, allow me to thank the UN system for their collaboration and their willingness to support 2 young people that will be representing the Gambian youth in New York in September this year. It is no secret that from 2017 to date, the government of His Excellency, President Adama Barrow, continues to create a conducive environment for young people to meaningfully participate in the national development process. And this also includes appointing young people to positions that form part of the governance architecture of the Gambia. And I cannot conclude without thanking His Excellency for involving young people in everything that we do, and to encourage all of you to continue to work with government as we strive to improve the living conditions of our youth. The process is ongoing, and the evidence is in the current development, in the infrastructure, in the healthcare system, in the education, in sports development, and skill acquisition. All of these investment is meant to prepare our young people to be the future leaders, but it's also meant to ensure that we empower young people to be economically independent and contribute their own quota towards the development of the Gambia. Those young people are the ones that all of you represent here today. We promise that we would continue to invest in sectors that develop young people, including their economies. And we hope that all of you, as you leave here today, will be ready to take part in that decision-making and in that development process, not just in this meeting, but once you go back to your communities. On that note, I wish, on behalf of the government of the Gambia, to declare this 2 days Youth Consultative meeting for the Summit of the Future officially open, and wish you a successful deliberation. Thank you.
Yeah, spitting rhymes to inspire minds. Mumeni sunyu smiling cause mumeni sunshine, huh? I wish for every migrant you took it this smile. I wish for a world. I wish for a world where all migrants are welcome. No to torture, no to rape, no to prison.com. Their stories hard, their rights protected. You don't have any heart, their dreams catapulted. For now, I say not to back way. Yes to the right way, but what is there for the youth? Assalamu alaikum nunglendi nuyo. Assalamu alaikum nunglendi nuyo. Under 20, you know what in end.
I am a scorpion, and I stick. The matutin daw tank very skills way. The pitch is my playground. And I am your community. Remember, any goal I score is a way towards unity and empowerment.
I go to the doctor. Go. Dr. Pingu Mabele.
Go, go, go.
Pingu.
Go.
Pingu chloroquine.
Go, go, go.
Namaru.
Malago Mama ko. As I speak in front of you guys, ninya nye balo na konta mo doktor na ni. Marabe keno la nyadi la fonsa lopitano lelo na bangko kal lopitani kendol. Ngaboro siendi. Jada kende ay sabat. Hana mandungul la nyangpo ni la tanya ay sonia. Ade sonia no la nyadi la jada kende ya man sono. Namura benna la ban faltu lo tenno. I am Dr. Kujali. Momoran nim funa tantema. Nge ijara ye kende ya kese. Gambia dia. Jangan cekes didem nangka nangka. Tarik tarik gata tangka. Cekes didem nangka nangka. Tarik tarik gata tangka.
Wayen kanali du garambu ba?
Ahai.
Kanadu maman.
Yo man.
Hale class piti jongo ma bodu filin bandi. Suma nexe sax. Sol suma roba, suma dominga. Kamera di ma team, my checkers suma tar di la hir nyakets. In the world of fashion, sustainability is sidelined. And I wish for a Gambia where ethical fashion is the trend and our clothing tells a story of choice.
Come here! Come here! Educating your minds is planting seed for a brighter future. Educating minds in a system that fails to nurture. Listen to me, my fellow students. I wish for a Gambia where every child has equal ability for a further education. And I also wish whereby in every classroom is a gateway for a brighter future. Go Gina, go Gina, go Gina, go Gina, go Gina. Get ready, go.
I am the queen of track and field. I am the queen of track and field. Call me Maria Gina Bass.
Go Gina, go Gina, go Gina.
I wish for a Gambia where track and field is like our daily meal. You walk a lot, invest in Puskon.
Bultor, Bulsaga, Bultor, Bulsaga, Bulton, Buliaha, Bulton, Buliaha. Violence. Violence against women and girls is the most common breach of human rights. But I wish to see a Gambia where every woman and girl is respected and protected.
Gambia Sumario. You see, Gambia is our country and we are meant to protect it. How? Making sure everywhere is clean and green. Greener Gambia, cleaner Gambia. Garas. Green. Lapitan. Green. Street. Green. Johnson. Green. Everywhere. Green. No to pollution, no to erosion, and no to bush burning. I am telling you, Gambia dafa wara green comme super kanja. Gambia dafa wara neex mu safa comme tahini sipa sipa.
Greetings, change makers. I was born before you, but I disappeared like Cinderella. with my magical staff that says, bibbidi babbidi boo. My heart feels as if it has danced with the Majumbo clan. I am bewildered to see stared-up faces with so much glint in your eyes. As Alice Walker prophesied, yes, we are the 99%, all of us, that have refused to forget each other. Would you travel with me through the space shuttle? Or would you rather hop on my staff as we zoom into outer space and see what their eyes cannot see? I have tasted the waters, and my large intestines twirled and said, never have you ever treated me so well. I am but a funnel, but lo and behold, no filtration occurred. The water is as clean as a pilgrim's veil. Access to clean drinking water. What is that in your hand? This does not exist in the future. Just so that trees could live and be as green as algae. Greener environments. But lo and behold, there would be medicinal advancements and access to vaccines. Cancer, diabetes, abracadabra, all gone. Good healthcare systems. Gender norms, blood and shattered, like avatars in a game. Lo and behold, the conspiracy theories would not disappear. We are slowly going into the era where technological innovations have an exponentially greater impact on us. There would come a time when humanoid robots would replace human workers. We should not. I mean, progress is great. Yes, it is. But what would this pose to our development as a nation if half of the youths are unemployed? What do we have to do? We should build frameworks that would build resistance to such unforeseen scenarios. Ladies and gentlemen, the world we want is us. And like I said earlier on, by the words of Alice Walker, yes, we are the 99%, all of us, that have refused to forget each other. Bibbidi, bibbidi.